Hey guys, just had a quick cool little idea here, and just wanted to share some of my thoughts with you. I noticed in this world, so much of what we think is normal really isn't normal. And there's a quote I saw when I was maybe 6 years ago, 7 years ago. It said something like, sometimes the crazy ones, the ones that seem most insane, are actually the most normal, the most sane. Just to say, when the world gets to a point like this where insanity is actually the new normal, then just trying to be sane seems it's very hard to grasp, because it seems uncommon. What I mean by that is, this is like a world now which I think is like pretty much full of distractions. What do I mean by that? It's like full of distractions. It's a distraction society. That's what I think of to myself. It's like a distraction society. It's like, where does the society want to focus our attention on? And usually it's always on the next holiday. Christmas holiday. Okay, now Halloween holiday's coming up. Now Valentine's Day or New Year's Eve. And always another holiday, Easter and Mardi Gras and this and that. And it's like, to me, this is just distractions. Right? It's just distractions. And what it really is the society just wanting to keep people's attention focused on silly things, really, on silly things. And, focus it on all these partying and dancing and whatever. And I'm not saying that dancing and partying is evil in itself, because it's not. But what I'm saying is, it makes people really unfocused and really unclear about what they're trying to set out to accomplish. Because always full of so much distractions. Thanksgiving and turkey and buying presents and all this hoo-ha. It's like, it's fun, yeah, it's nice, but it's like, it's a lot of times as human beings, I think, if you think of the timeline and think of it as like a VHS tape, and if you like rewind it back to like, whatever, 1,000 years ago, and you think back to those human beings, and you think to us, it just like seems like we kind of got really far away from our roots of like what's important to us, and we started like acting really silly, like all these holidays and all this kind of superficial stuff that's just not the core of who we are as people. And that's fine, but if we want to truly live empowered and like purpose-driven lives that are got meaning to them and feel that are worth living, it's like, we can't just be mindless in the sense that we just listen to whatever people tell us to do, and that we just mindlessly do it. And so what I think is the call for is that we become, instead of life acting on us, it says like, how about we're building our lives, like, I remember when I was like, trying to pick a career, I liked the word architect, so that's kind of, I thought of myself as like I like drawing and design when I was younger, so that's why I ended up trying for a semester. But really what I realized I liked was the word architect, and not so much what they actually do, but architect in the sense that of lifestyle design and life design, and don't just think in terms of, the society has us think in terms of, of I need a job, and that's like the mentality where most people are at. And it's like, oh, I need a job to exist in the world and to make money, and they're thinking at that plane of thinking. And it's like, to me, it's like really like boring thinking, like, you know. And really, the call is for us to have higher standards and higher expectations, and to expect more out of life, you know. Because it's not cool to just think, oh, I'm just here to have a job. Like, you know, why would you be born just to have a job and work for 40 years of your life? It's like, have some, I mean, if that's what you want to do, go for it. But, I mean, I think, you know, we're here to have higher standards and higher expectations, and to expect more. Like, you know, you deserve a better life than just going to the same place every day when there's a whole world out there to explore and to invent and to create and to innovate and to build together. And it just like blows my mind that people that think in such a limited way. And it's not their fault. It's just how the society programs us to not dream, you know. And that's what really the problem is. You know, they just teach us to have no dreams and to just you know, go to a job and just basically sit there, you know. But that's not the purpose of why I'm making this video. What I want to communicate is, you know, we can dream a better world up, you know what I mean? Like, we can create a cooler world, you know, where just like pretty much create a whole new society where people are living for real stuff, not for fake stuff. Like, you know, the society is like all full of this fake stuff, like what's going to bring me happiness is having a big house, a big car, and nice job and all this thing, because then I'll have this ultimate status and then people will love me and it'll be happily ever after. But, you know, is that really what is important to you? Is that really your values? Because it's like, I think as human beings, you know, we get very far away from our values and what's really important to us. You know, the other day I was on the internet, you know, YouTube, and next thing I know, I'm watching these Amazon people, you know, that never became civilized and never even knew there's a civilized industrialized world, and they're still, you know, making stuff out of wood and bamboo and dying of malaria and all these things. But the one thing I did notice that they did have was they had that a tight-knit tribe and a tight-knit more of a community feel, whereas in the modern world I noticed it's mostly you know, I feel like I'm doing my own thing and other people are doing their own thing, and it can create an isolated and disconnected reality where people are not very connected to each other and they only get superficial connection through Facebook or social media, which is not really doesn't really cut it, in my opinion. Now social media is like, you know, it's kind of like a tease, you know. It's like not the real deal, you know. People don't want bullshit connection and bullshit interactions. They want real communication, and face-to-face FaceTime is irreplaceable, in my opinion. So that's why I like this system that I'm marketing is in place to create that freedom and create that new reality, and to give people another option. Because, you know, right now where the society is driving people is not anywhere cool. It's just like people are getting closer and reinforcing that isolation and reinforcing that disconnection reality. And if that keeps going, if we keep just doing blindly what we've been taught to do and programmed to do by the society, we're just going to keep reinforcing that isolation reality, and that doesn't really seem like an option to me. I mean, I don't know if that's an option to you, if that's what you want to create in the world.